Hi, my loves. I just had this incredible plant medicine ceremony solo style last night, and I wanted to share with you this incredible wisdom and this profound journey that I was taken through by the spirits of the medicine. I don't know, obviously, if you clicked on this video, then something resonated with you. So I want to speak directly to you by sharing something personal. I had been in this repetitive cycle of really connecting and calling partnership into my experience from men that were addicts, specifically alcoholics. Yes, there was a form, also there was an element of narcissism, but there was definitely over and over and over again. I mean, I'd almost just look for it, like where's the alcohol? And I kept asking Spirit, hi Melody love. I kept asking Spirit, what is this? Because I grew up in a home with, that was dry. More or less. We had a bottle of wine out at like Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas. But other than that, our family got together and we had lemonade. I mean, a real dry house. And my mother's Native American. So from that side of the family, we had taken alcohol very seriously. And there was this subconscious belief that alcohol was evil. Yeah. And that's what we were taught to believe, is that alcohol was evil. That being said, fast forward and going through all of these relationships, more and more addicts, coming to my experience, more reflection of this alcoholism, of this addict behavior. And at some point I thought, okay, well maybe, obviously I'm an addict on some level, right? If I'm attracting all of this addict energy into my life, So what is it? So I thought to myself, well, maybe I'm addicted to love and sex. Yeah, some of you might resonate with that. And so I went to work on that. Am I perpetually reaching out to others for attention? Am I perpetually seeking out sexual intimacy with people that maybe I don't even know? Or, I really set out to explore that. And I healed that in myself. I practiced celibacy for a while and self-pleasure, and even cut off from all of the men in my life, like even those that were supporting me on a friendship level, to like really find my center. Okay, but I still was attracting addicts into my experience. And so last night during my journey, the spirits came through, and as many of you know me personally and know that I'm clairaudient and that I channel, and so the spirits came through and they said to me, you're addicted to pain, and you're addicted to sickness, and you're addicted to death. And now maybe that surprises some of you that don't know me very well, and even those that do, but I was diagnosed with so many things in my life from the age of like 8 years old on. I've had so many different major surgeries and diagnoses, and I've had dealt with this perpetual sickness in my experience, yeah. And I've also dealt with a lot of delving into traumas, sexual traumas and dramas and childhood traumas and past life traumas and, on the path, right? And I've also done a lot of thinking, and really to a morbid level of thinking about death. Yeah, just going all the way there, like seeing myself being buried and the funeral, and like thinking about it over and over again. And so the spirits last night, they showed me this. They said, this is why you're drawing this energy of addict into your experience, because you're addicted to pain. You're addicted to sickness, and you're addicted to death. And I thought, well, that's a problem. Holy fuck. And while you're drunk with the medicine, you don't have time to process, of course, at that point, because you're taken on to the next vision, you're taken on to the next lesson. But what I'm wanting to share with you is that we're all addicted to something. Yeah. And what the distinction is between something healthy and unhealthy is, does it make you feel good ultimately, right? And how do you recognize whether you're addicted to something? Well, here's the thing. If you're in a plant medicine journey, for instance, and you are at the surface level of an emotion, right? You feel like that there's some sort of trauma coming on, or that you're going to be shown something like really deep. And if you can't go there all the way in deep into the pain, right? There's just this surface level feeling of, God, I feel like I'm almost at orgasm, but like I'm not quite fucking there, right? You know, you feel like, like I'm at the edge of this pain, like I can't quite get to the bottom of my pain. And I know if I get to the bottom of my pain, you know, that'll have this huge cathartic moment and it's going to be everything, you know? And so what they showed me last night, there's several different voices that came through in my medicine journey. And they were joking around with me, and then they started joking with me about how I dramatized death. And they showed me different parts of me that were dying in the ceremony, right? And so they showed different parts of me, and then they're like, "You're dead." And then they took my body and they put me in this like really funny kind of death pose, right? I was like, and then we all started laughing together because they just were showing me how I was over-dramatizing death and over-dramatizing pain and over-dramatizing sickness. And we were just all laughing together. But my point is, when they were showing me these places in me that really did feel painful, right? Bringing up traumas and dramas and situations in my life that feel scary. And they wouldn't let me go to that deep, deep level of pain. They showed me myself, and they showed me that I was gnawing at the bit. Okay, I was gnawing at the bit. For those of you who don't speak English, it means like jonesing, like really needing, like an addict, right? I was really needing to go to that lower pain, and I was like, ugh, and I was just so frustrated and angry, and like I had to go there, and that's all I could focus on is what neural pathway can I find to where I could go deeper and darker into my pain? You know, addict, right? So then they showed me, well, you just got to switch the opposite end of that spectrum on, right? So what's the opposite of death? Hi, Shiva Das. What's the opposite of death? Life, right? Okay, so what's the opposite of pain? Two things: pleasure and playfulness. Pleasure and playfulness being on the spectrum, same spectrum. Playfulness we usually experience with the upper body, right? We feel this light, airy, like la 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 la. And then pleasure we experience kind of like in the lower chakras, right? The root chakra and the sacral, yeah, with that kind of sexual desire, you know, that sort of thing. Things that are more tactile. So that being said, I reprogrammed my brain. Stay with me here because this is going to be powerful for you. Namaste. Thank you so much. This is going to be powerful for you. So how can you reprogram your brain, right, to be addicted to life? Like addicted to life. Like I have to have more life. You know, some of you are like, is that even a thing? You know what I'm saying? You're like, I'm barely here. I'm literally just tolerating human existence. Trust me, sister. Trust me, brother. I was there literally yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But now think into the possibility of what would it feel like to be addicted to life? What would it feel like to be addicted to pleasure and playfulness? Like addicted. What would it feel like to be addicted to health, to radiant health? What if the questions you perpetuated were questions like this? What if the questions you perpetuated every single day were, how healthy can I feel today? What is the point that I can optimize my body? What is the point that I could optimize my energy? Like what is the limit and how can I push past that limit? Like, what is the point? Like, is there a limit to the enjoyment of life? And can I push past that limit? Can I push past that limit of life enjoyment? And how crazy in love can I be? How crazy in love can I be? How crazy in love with life can I be? How crazy healthy can I get? How crazy playful and pleasureful in every single moment can I be? Can I just be literally orgasming at life every day, all day long? These are the questions you want to perpetuate, right? Because what most healers don't talk about, most healers talk about the power of words. And we do a lot of commanding in our practice, right? We do a lot of affirmations that are command statements. But what we don't realize is that questions hold the most energy. Listen clearly. Questions hold the most energy, more than statements. I know this as a practiced telepath. That I can hear the second somebody asks me a question, I respond immediately. If it's a statement or just kind of like ho-hum, I may pick up on the signal, I may not pick up on the signal. If it's a question, I'm like, ding. Same thing with the universe. What questions are you perpetuating? Are you perpetuating the questions that I was perpetuating just yesterday, which were, when am I going to die and how am I going to die? Or I was perpetuating the question, what's the point of life? I was perpetuating the question, how sick do I have to get before I get better? I was perpetuating the question, what does death feel like? And how sick do I have to get before I die? I'm just being honest with you. Yeah? I was perpetuating the question, how much more pain is there? When can I reach the bottom of my pain? How much more pain is there? Well, guess what, my brothers and sisters? If you're asking the question every single day, the universe will answer. By how? By creating more to give you an answer to. So what if you flipped the switch? And what if your questions that you were perpetuating were, like I just said before? What if your new questions to perpetuate were, how joyful can I be? Like, what is the limit of my joy? What is the limit of my health? And can I push past that? Is it possible to be more enjoyable and pleasureful and playful than anybody has ever been? And what is the limit to that? And be addicted to it. Be addicted to it. And what is addiction at the end of the day? Addiction is pushing the limits, right? How much further can I get? How much deeper can I get? If you think of the lower vibrational frequencies, how sick can I get? How close to death can I get? How much pain can I feel? And for some of you who are addicted to sex and love, what would it feel like if I had even more sex? And if I had even more partners and more experience of love and attention and affection, right? So ask yourself that question, what am I addicted to? And change it around into something that feels healthy and that you can get excited about exploring the boundaries, because that's why we're here, to get addicted to something, right? We're on the leading edge of the universe. We're on the leading edge of the motherfucking universe. We're on this edge that is ever accelerating in its expansion. We're meant to be addicted to something. We're meant to go, how can I push the limits here? But are you going to be the one that's pushing the limits to lower frequency vibrations and causing you to be sick and feel like death all the time and not want to be here? Or are you going to be the one to be on the leading edge of that universal thought, feeling, and perpetual questioning of how can it be better? How much better can it get? Oh my God, how much better can it get? Perpetuating that feeling, the cycle of the return of the feeling of mission accomplished. I've done it. Mission accomplished. What's the next mission? You're amazing. I love you. Mwah.